My dad's boots are old and worn, my dad's face is tired and drawn, but my dad's feet will meet the dawn, my dad's walking on. My dad's cheeks are red and raw, my dad's legs are bruised and sore, but my dad's feet can take some more, my dad's walking on. From Lakeland's Hill to Eastern Fen, 300 miles and back again, we will walk and talk like men. Three dads walking on.
Andy, Mike and Tim are three men united in grief. They each lost a daughter to suicide. It's the biggest killer of young people in Britain, and they want to talk about it. They've become three shining beacons of hope for suicide-bereaved people all over the country. They walk, and people come to meet them and talk with them. It's a powerful and beautiful thing to witness. Today we've come to Cumbria to walk with them and to sing a song.
How are you doing? I'm Sean. Lovely to meet you.
Really
good.
Yeah,
All right.
good. Yeah, good. Nice to meet you, mate.
This is David.
Good to meet you, my friend.
This is Mike.
How are you doing?
I'm Sean. Pleasure to meet you. How are you doing? You all right?
Great to meet you all.
We'd seen you on the telly, and I kind of thought the first time I saw you, I'd love to be able to write a song about you guys. But then when we were doing a singing weekend in the lakes, and your brother was there, and we were talking about writing songs about real people and what it's like and how it affects them. And he came over to the end with the with your card and the picture of yourselves and the girls on, and he said that's my brother. I said, wow, really? So then that was the kind of spur to say, right, I'm gonna try my best to write this.
It's very humbling having a song written about you. It really is, and yeah, it's made everyone I know who's heard it cry. So well done.
Yeah, good effort. We'll try and get this afternoon.
You've upset hundreds of people.
Well, we do that at our gigs normally.
No, I think it's fantastic.
My dad's world was torn in two, no words can hold the pain he knew, but there was one thing he could do, so my dad's walking on. My dad speaks of all his pain, so other dads might do the same. My dad will not be ashamed, my dad's walking on. From Lakeland's Hill to Eastern Fen, 300 miles and back again, we will walk and talk like men. Three dads walking on.
The original walk was inspired by the girls and to kind of reach out and to share the stories and to help people to talk, wasn't it? I think talking is so important to your mission. And
yeah, so after we lost Em and Mike lost Beth, it was about 3 weeks after you lost Beth that you and I started talking. Our daughters connected us through social media. Right. And so we're two dads in exactly the same situation, or very similar situations, but 200 miles apart. Yeah. And the two of us, by the power of talking, very much kind of saved each other, if you like, from going in a very different directions. And we very much realised how the power of talking between people with very similar life experiences, total strangers, very similar life experiences. And that's what you'd done, you kind of done before, wasn't it?
So we'd lost Sophie in December 2018. She'd split up from her husband and was going through a bit of a crisis, I suppose, but nothing that we worried about her, and because you just want your children to be happy, don't you? I had no concept that she was thinking or contemplating suicide. So that came completely out of the blue, and our lives were shattered. December 22nd was when we found the body, but the 19th we knew she'd sent messages out saying she wanted to take her own life, so she was missing for 3 days. But off the back of it, when we're looking for a charity to support at Soph's funeral, a friend pointed me at Propose, the suicide prevention charity. I realised it was this talking about suicide suicide prevention as the key.
Yeah, I was in a desperate place, an absolute desperate place, but there's always that feeling that that you do want to make a difference. I don't know whether it's a dad thing or whatever it is, but you do want to make a difference. And the more learned from Papyrus about, you know, sort of suicide being the biggest killer of under 35s, and over 200 school children dying a year from in the UK from suicide. Oh, I never knew that. I absolutely didn't know that. You know, it's a UK-wide problem. You know, it really is. You know, we didn't know each other before this. We lived hundreds of miles apart, and this fate's brought us together. We do believe that if changes are put in through the curriculum and people talking, smashing the stigma, and, you know, we're raising money for Papyrus as well, you know, and that's vitally important because their Hope Line, it's manned by professionals, and every £5 is, you know, we'll pay for one of these calls, and every call is potentially a life-saving call. These kids out there, just given a bit of guidance, hope, knowledge, and whatever, it will make a difference.
But I think what's incredible as well is that the legacy that your daughters now have, because, you know, you are saving lives because of this.
Em's funeral, there was 6 of us there, and it lasted for 25 minutes because of the COVID rules. We got back home, and my wife just, you know, broken, just said, no one will remember Em in a year's time. And that was the seed in my mind. Then I found a letter from Em, and there were 2 things in that letter that were, like, well, hit me. Firstly, don't be ashamed. And secondly, let others learn from what I've been through. And if you combine those 3, that was we've got to do something. And my dad, I don't know what to do. I told you about it, didn't I? And we were like, we've got to do something because we've got to try and stop other people.
If you could stop one family going through what we've been through, that's a success. One family. That it's worth doing all this to stop it for one person. And the number of people that we've met along the way who are doing the same kind of thing, that same kind of mentality, you know, that club
they want to help.
Nobody wants to join. It's like you want to keep people out of this bloody club. It's horrible. And once you're in it, the last thing you do is want other people to join it.
Bizarre thing is, we've made a lot of friends, haven't we? You know, but people are coming back to find us, and we're still in contact with them. We do talk to them as friends. You know, sadly, it is a club we don't want to be in. But you know, these are remarkable people.
And the sad thing is, when we meet these people, you just don't have to say anything because you just got this unspoken bond that you know, there's nothing you can say when you lose a child to suicide that can ease the pain. But just saying that, you know, when we discussed that about how you approach someone who's lost someone, a loved one, there are no words to comfort, but just to say there's no words is a massive comfort because that just shows how much you're all hurting.
And we've certainly, since we've started singing the song, we've had conversations with people who afterwards have heard it, who've shared, you know, experiences and stories that have, you know, connected to themselves or their families and friends. So it's been a real honour to, with your blessing, sing the song and kind of share your story.
You're doing your bit though, you know, by singing the song. That's you know, you are spreading awareness there.
What we are trying to do is communicate and get people to talk. And if you're out there singing about getting people talking, it's going to be saving lives. So keep doing it.
Thanks so much, fellas. Well, let's keep walking, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
My dad's holding all the while a picture from a simpler time, a daughter with an endless smile. My dad's walking on, 3 birds singing in the dell. If he had known, if he could tell, if he'd have caught her as she fell. My dad's walking on. From Lakeland Hill to Eastern Fen, 300 miles and back again. We will cry and cry like men. 3 dads walking on. There's a storm high on Crossfell, deep within the whirring swell. There's a time for love to dwell. My dad's walking on. The morning sun will melt the snow, the mountain rise, the river flow, and there are miles and miles to go. My dad's walking on. From Lakeland Hill to Eastern Fen, 300 miles and back again. We will walk and talk like men. 3 dads walking on. From Lakeland's Hill to Eastern Fen, 300 miles and back again. We will walk and talk like men. Three dads walking on. Three dads walking on. Three dads walking on.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you've done me. Thank
I'm leaking again. Give me
Yeah.
all.
That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
you.
Bloody fantastic, man. What a thing.